Free and accessible education is one that strives to promote quality in the classroom. And if we want true quality in the classroom, we will have to make necessary changes. Whether we like it or not, if we continue to teach the same way we were taught 30, 40 years ago, quality is not going to come in our classrooms today. Times have changed, parents have changed, education has changed, classroom practices have changed, and if you honestly look at teachers and students today, teachers are products of the 20th century. Students in classrooms today are products of the 21st century. That is enough to make a difference and to let us know that we must be willing to change for the better so that our students are successful. Human variations and differences are a naturally occurring and valuable part of society and should be reflected in schools. This again is talking about differences. If everyone was the same, life would be boring. And so, even in a classroom of 10, 15, 20 students, every child is different. Every child is unique. Yes, they are all human beings. There may be girls and boys, but they are innately different because they are just human beings. We are not going to be the same, and so accepting this difference and working around this difference is what's going to make students' lives fruitful and better in our classrooms. Schools with free and accessible education offer opportunities for a range of working methods and individualized learning. In other words, one size fits all is not going to work in education. If teachers teach one way, day after day after day, students are not going to learn because there are different learners in our classroom. There are different styles of learning, and similarly, there are different styles of teaching. So unless teachers change, adapt, modify, use a mixture of methods, approaches, strategies, ways of teaching, all students will not receive a good education. Schools with free and accessible education put flexibility and variation at the center. Yes, there are rules, there are regulations, but nothing is cast in stone. We need to be flexible with how we deal with students, how we deal with the errors and mistakes that students make. If we always punish and penalize and -1 and -2, students are not going to learn from the mistakes they make. Mistakes that students make should be taken by teachers as opportunities to teach, help students learn. Because if they would not make mistakes, they would not need a teacher. Students need teachers because when they make mistakes and errors, the teacher should be able to help out. Characteristics of a school for all include exercising flexibility and regard to the individual pupil's capabilities and placing his/her needs and interests at the core. A school for all means all students are welcome. Doesn't matter what background you come from, where you come from. If you are part of the school, you are part of the school. And that is a school for all, where individual needs and differences are looked at in a holistic way, where teachers and administrators try to find unity among the diversity of students that are present in their classrooms. Placing the pupil at the center does not imply that students need to be taught and will learn subject matter and content separately. Because the school is focused on the child does not mean that subject and content will be taught apart from the student. No. As you teach content and as you teach information and knowledge and all those wonderful things, as you impart all this to the student himself or herself should be developing into a better human being also. Furthermore, it involves students supporting one another according to their abilities and strengths. So students helping students. And many times young people learn better from their friends, their class fellows, their peers, than they learn from a teacher. So providing those kinds of opportunities so that all students, will achieve and be successful should be at the core of any school that claims to be a school for all.